My crewman Merch pulled up a net last Thursday that had a human jaw in it. Not a skull, not a skeleton, a jaw. Fresh, pink gum tissue still attached, 3 gold fillings in the molars. I recognised the fillings. They belonged to Ewan. Ewan went missing from his boat 9 weeks ago. The jaw was tangled in nylon at a depth of 52 metres, 22 metres below where any of us were supposed to set. But that's not the part that made me vomit over the side. The part that made me vomit is that the jaw was still warm. My name's Callum. I fish Loch Ness at the Doris, the eastern shore, 6 miles south of Inverness. Arctic char, brown trout, the odd pike. I've done it since I was 23. I'm now 34. Loch Ness is 37 kilometres long, 230 metres deep at the trench. The water is black with pelt. You cannot see your hand at arm's length below the surface. There is no light down there, no visibility. Nothing lives below 50 metres except whatever it is that the net catches when they shouldn't. My boat's a 22-foot fiberglass creel called the Heather Lass. She was my Uncle Gregor's before she was mine. Before Gregor, she belonged to a family called the MacPhail, who fished this loch from 1911 to 1954. When the last MacPhail sold up, he left something behind. A waterproof tin bolted to the underside of the wheelhouse console. My uncle found it in 1979, pried it open with a chisel. Inside was oilskin square, 5 handwritten rules, a fountain pen on treated hide, dated 1954. Gregor followed those rules for 26 years without a single incident. He told me to do the same. I asked him why. He said, because the last man who didn't follow them was never found, and the man before that was found in pieces. I followed the rules. For 11 years, I followed every single one of them. But Ewan, he stopped following them. I keep the oilskin in the Ziploc bag in the wheelhouse. I'm reading it exactly as it's written. Roderick MacPhail's hand. Neat, careful, the writing of a man who was not joking. Rule 1. Nets are set between 8 and 25 metres only, nothing deeper. If the sounder shows fish below 30, leave them. They are not yours. 2. If the net goes taut and the wrench seizes, do not haul. Cut the line at the drum. Do not look over the gunwale. Start the engine and run north towards Doris at full throttle. Do not stop for 12 minutes. 3. No vessel is to be on the water between 2300 and 5 AM. No exceptions. If you were caught out past 2300, kill your engine, kill the lights, lie flat on the deck, and close your eyes. Do not move or speak until dawn. What you hear is not real. What touches the hull is not there. Do not respond. 4. If you pull up something that is not a fish, a piece of clothing, a bone, a personal effect, do not keep it. Drop it back immediately. Do not examine it. Do not photograph it. Wash your hands in the loch and do not speak about what you found until the following sunrise. 5. If you see a wake moving against the current with no vessel attached, do not watch it. Turn your back. If it approaches, see Rule 2. No explanation, no mention of a monster, no name, just, here is the line, do not cross it. Ewan was 51, barrel-chested, heavy drinker, fished the loch since his teens. He knew about the rules. Everyone on the water at Doris knows about them. We don't talk about them in those terms. We just say things like, don't set deep and be in before dark, and everyone understands. Ewan didn't believe. He said so regularly, loudly, in the Doris Inn, 3 pints in, every Friday. Load of pish, Callum. Your uncle was soft in the head, and the Macphails were mental. Fine, believe what you want. Well, in January, Ewan bought a new sonar unit. High frequency, down imaging, penetrates to 300 meters, and he started setting deep. 40 meters, 50. He said the char were bigger down there, fatter, worth more per kilo. I told him to stop. He laughed. In February, he started fishing past dark. Not every night, once or twice a week. He'll come into the harbour at 6 in the morning, boat loaded. He said the fish rose after midnight, easy pickings. I told him the rules exist for a reason. He said, the rules exist because your family's been scaring itself for 100 years. In March, he pulled up something that wasn't a fish. I know this because his deckhand, a lad called Robbie Grant, quit the next morning and refused to go near the water again. Robbie wouldn't tell me what was in the net. He said one sentence. It was looking at us. I asked what was looking at them. He said, the thing in the net. It had a face. It was smiling. Ewan kept fishing. He didn't mention the incident. He kept setting at 50 meters. He kept going out after dark. He broke every single rule, every single week, for 6 more weeks. On the 14th of April, Ewan went out at 10 PM and didn't come back. They found his boat at dawn, drifting 2 miles south of the castle, engine off, net still in the water. His flask of tea was still warm on the console. His wellies were on the deck. His waterproofs were folded on the bench. Ewan was gone. No blood, no signs of a struggle, no evidence of anything except the man that had been standing on that boat one moment and was simply not there the next. The nets were still deployed. When the Coast Guard hauled them, from 53 meters, they were intact. No catch, not a single fish, but the mesh at the centre of the net was stretched, deformed outwards, as if something very large had pushed through from inside and just kept going. The hole was 2 meters across. Ewan's disappearance, it was ruled as an accidental drowning. No body recovered. Case closed within 6 weeks. 9 weeks later, I pulled up his jaw. I need to tell you what happened 4 nights after I found the jaw. I was moored at Doris. It was 1 AM. I was in bed, in my cottage, 300 meters from the water line. I woke up because my phone was ringing. It was my boat's VHF radio. The Heather Lass has an old unit with a headset wired to the console, and somehow, it was transmitting to my mobile. That shouldn't be possible. VHF doesn't connect to cellular networks. I answered. There was a sound on the line, breathing, but not right. The inhale lasted 8 or 9 seconds. The exhale lasted 12. A rhythm that no human lung could produce. And beneath it, beneath the breathing, a sound like something heavy dragging across fiberglass, slow, deliberate, moving from one end of my boat to the other. I hung up. I didn't go to the harbour. I didn't check my boat. I just lay in bed with the lights on until 5:30 AM, then walked down to the mooring. The Heather Lass was fine, engine cold, nothing disturbed, except on the port gunwale, the side that faces the open lock, there were marks, gouges in the fiberglass, 5 parallel lines, raked from bow to stern. Each gouge was 8 millimeters wide, 4 millimeters deep, and perfectly spaced, like fingers, like something had dragged its hand along the outside of my boat from front to back. The gouges were warm. At 1 o'clock in the morning in April in Scotland, fiberglass should be at ambient temperature, maybe 4 or 5 degrees Celsius. These marks were body warm. I pressed my palm flat against one and pulled it away fast because it felt like touching skin. I repainted the hole, filled the gorges with resin, and by the following dawn, the marks were back. Same depth, same spacing, same warmth. I have filled and repainted those gorges 4 times now. They return every night. Something is coming to my boat while it's moored, coming out of 230 meters of black water, in the dark, and running its hand along the hole, then leaving. Ewan had a GoPro on his wheelhouse bulkhead, always running, always recording. After his disappearance, the police took the camera as evidence but returned it after the case closed. His widow gave it to me. She said she didn't want it. She said she watched a part of the final recording and hadn't slept since. I'm going to describe what's on that last file. I'm not going to summarise. I just need you to understand exactly what that footage shows. Between 12 and 6:40 AM, Ewan is alone on the deck. It's dark. He's pulling his nets by hand from 50 odd meters. There's no sound except the wrench, the water, and his breathing. He's calm, routine. 6:41 AM, the wrench stops, the rope is taut. Something is holding the net from below. Ewan swears, kicks the wrench housing, leans over the side and grabs the rope with both hands. He hauls. He should not haul. 6:41 to 7:12 AM, he pulls. 30 seconds of straining, then the rope goes slack all at once and he stumbles backwards. The net breaks the surface. There is something in it. 7:13 AM. You cannot see clearly what is in the net. The GoPro's night mode turns everything green and grainy. But there's a shape. Dark, heavy, tangled in the mesh. It's not a fish. It's not a log. It is roughly the size of a large dog and it's not moving. Ewan leans over, reaches out. 7:18 AM. It moves. Not fast, a slow movement. The shape in the net opens. There is no other word for it. Like a hand unclenching. From the centre of the mass, 2 points of reflected light appear. Small, round, close together. Eyes, reflecting the GoPro's green night vision infrared blaster back at the lens. Unblinking, fixed on Ewan's face. 7:19 AM. Ewan does not move. He's frozen. One hand extended, body bent over the gunwale, face 18 inches from whatever is in that net. The reflected eyes do not blink. They are watching him. 7:22 AM. The sound. Low, wet, tonal. Not a growl, not a moan. It is, and I have listened to this 11 times trying to find the right word. A question. An extending note, as if whatever is in that net is asking something of Ewan, asking permission. 7:24 AM. Ewan steps back. Finally, he straightens up. His face in the night vision is white, jaw locked, eyes wide. He reaches for the knife on his belt, to cut the net, to drop the thing back. 7:25 AM. He is not holding the knife. He is holding his own hand. His right hand has closed around his left wrist. He is pulling his left arm towards the gunwale, towards the water. His face is confused. His body is moving and he does not appear to be choosing it. 7:26 AM. Ewan says one word. Quiet. The GoPro barely picks it up. Don't. He is speaking to himself, asking his own body to stop. 7:28 AM. His left hand goes over the side, into the water, up to the elbow. His face contorts. pain, cold, something else. His mouth opens but no sound comes out. 7:30 a.m. He is pulled. Not fast, not violently. His body folds over the gunwale in a smooth, slow arc, as if he was choosing to climb over. But his face was wrong. His eyes are fixed on the camera and they are screaming. His mouth is open and silent and his body slides over the side of the boat, inch by inch, as if something beneath is reeling him in with absolute, patient, irresistible strength. 7:34 a.m. He is gone. The deck is empty. The water does not splash. There is no disturbance. He entered the loch the way a stone enters mud. Swallowed. 7:35 to 7:36. 1 second of silence. Then, from beneath the hole, a sound, a long, slow exhale. Satisfied. 7:37 a.m. The end of the file. 22 minutes of empty deck. The net is still hanging over the side. Whatever was in it is gone. The wrench rope hangs slack in the water. At 8:14 a.m. on the timestamp, the GoPro runs out of battery. The last frame, the very last image before the file ends, shows the water beside the hole, and in the water, just below the surface, barely visible in the green infrared light, a shape, long, wider than the boat, moving south, slowly, at a depth of perhaps 2 meters. It has no defined edges. It looks like the loch itself is moving. I have not shown this footage to anyone. I have not put it online, because what I notice on my 7th viewing, at 7:30 a.m, the moment Ewan goes over, there's a reflection in the wheelhouse window behind him. The GoPro catches it for 3 frames. 3/24ths of a second. The reflection shows the water on the starboard side, the side away from where Ewing is being taken. And in that water, there are more shapes, 3 of them, each one as wide as the boat, each one stationary, waiting. They were not feeding, they were watching. One of them was enough to take Ewan, the others were the audience. I still fish, I have to, I have nothing else, but I follow the rules with a precision that would make a surgeon look sloppy. Nets at 20 meters, home by 4 in the afternoon, never past dark, never. And every morning, every single morning, the gouges are back on my hole. 5 parallel lines, boat astern, body warm. Last Thursday I measured them. The spaces between the marks have changed. When I first found them, the 5 lines were 9 centimeters apart. Now they're 11. Whatever is touching my boat is growing, or it's getting closer. 3 nights ago, I woke at 2 a.m. to a sound. Not from the harbour, from my bathroom, pipes knocking. I got up, walked in, and turned on the light. The bath was full, to the brim, black water. I could smell it, peat and iron and cold, the exact smell of the loch. I have not run a bath in 2 weeks. I drained it, stood there watching the water swirl out, and just before the last inch disappeared, something moved in it. A shape, pressed flat against the porcelain, sliding towards the drain. Too big for the plug hole. It stopped. I saw the 2 points of reflected light. In my bath. In my house. 300 meters from the water line. Looking up at me. I followed every rule. I've never broken a single one. And it's coming for me anyway. I think the rules were never protection. I think they were a delay. I think it takes the one who breaks the rule first, and then, slowly, patiently, over months or years. It takes everyone else. I think Roderick MacPhail didn't leave those rules as a guide. I think he left them as an apology. I think he knew it was already too late.